Good evening to all. I'm Harlequin, and this is my son Tristan.
Yo.
And of course, you all know Bevan.
Wolf.
I would stop it and restart it, but as always, this is unedited. That was just funny. I don't even know why. Okay, so where was I?
You were about to say your line.
Yep. I'm Harlequin, my son Tristan, Bevan. I am not a medical professional, nor am I an autism specialist. What I am is a single parent who has an amazing son who has ASD and who has the entire world in front of him. I got a question from someone as I was walking Bevan, and it really is sticking in my head. So I'm just going to just put out there real quick before we start the video proper. You guys know what ASD is, right?
If not, it stands for Autism Spectrum Disorder, or for short, autism. In other words, I don't really see the world the same as other people do, right? I usually just see I see it very different.
Yep, that's exactly right. And the thing that baffled me was I was talking to an acquaintance out there, not like a friend that I hang out with or anything, but I was mentioning that Tristan had ASD, and they didn't know what ASD was, so I had to tell them it stood for Autism Spectrum Disorder, and they were like, "Oh we know that he has autism." So I just didn't know. So now it's out there on my channel what ASD stands for. Short, sweet. Tristan's definition was point on. We're good. So where was I?
You were going to start the video proper.
Oh yeah. So this is a peaceful channel, and any hateful, negative, or trolling comments will be deleted. So for today's video was Tristan's subject, and what he chose for this video to be about is
Smash Bros. Character and moveset concepts.
Yep. So I'm going to let Tristan take over while he gives his, and then afterwards I'll come back and I'll give my few ideas, because I only have a few and he probably has more than me. So here you go.
Well, I'll start off with one of my favorite characters, who's pretty well known and very popular, Metal Sonic, like the robotic version of Sonic created by Dr. Robotnik, aka Eggman, and Metal Sonic, it would be a very good choice for Smash Bros. But some people think he would be an Echo Fighter for Sonic. But like another person I've watched or heard of, you see more potential in some characters than slapping a 38E onto them. And for Metal Sonic's jab, it would be a two-hit jab. It would start with one punch inch forwards, then a claw swipe after, and then it would lead into a rapid jab, which would lead into him using multiple punches from his two arms while also being covered in electricity. For his neutral attack, he would simply just punch forwards. For his side neutral, he would or dash attack, he would use his booster. That is very much seen during a lot of his boss fights. It would propel him forwards, but it would also have a bit of end lag, as he would need it to boost his engine back up in order to keep him going. His side smash would be called ground pound. When he would jump up, and he would jump up into the air and then smash himself onto the opponent, and so that would be closest to his right. For his up smash, it would be called would scratch claw. It would have if him and bring both of his claws go up before slashing them down. And for his down smash, he would use defibrillation, or whatever it is he would cause the ground under him, but not the entire stage, to be electrified at any one cut, and it would be damaged. For his neutral aerial, he would spin dash. It's just like Sonic, but more Metal Sonic. And for his forward aerial, it'd simply scratch its claw forwards. For his back air, he would once again use his thruster and use the flames to damage his opponent. But it does propel him forward. So you're going to need to do a recovery option if needed. His up air would be called jet boots. It would have Metal Sonic fly upwards before his jet boots, which eventually start to malfunction, and he slowly falls down. But they fix when he hits the ground. And his down area would be called seismic kick. It would have Metal Sonic thrust his entire body with his leg at the punishing part of the move and stomp down on the ground. Metal Sonic would grab using both of his arms and pummel by doing an obvious punch. The forward throw for his grab would simply have him throw the foe forwards. The back throw would have him again use his jet booster. The up throw would have him use his electric attack that was first shown in Sonic CD, but it was more common in Sonic Mania. And the down throw would simply have him do a spin dash into the foe, bouncing them into the air. For his neutral special, it'd simply fire a electric energy ball coming from his chest. For his forward special, he would use his electric attack again, but this time he would go forwards at accelerating speed. But he would stop at ledges. The back, for his ups special, it would be called teleport. Now, I know Metal Sonic doesn't usually teleport, but I like to assume that he would use Chaos Control, similar to how Shadow and Sonic would use it. And for his down special, it would be a move I'd like to call a data copied. This is an idea that I actually took from another person who did a Metal Sonic moveset concept. It would have if Metal Sonic scanned the area around him, and any foe caught in it would give Metal Sonic a predetermined attack, either a claw swipe and a laser beam him using his thruster again, in covering his claws in electric energy before digging it into the foe, or he would use his black shield attack. Now I know people would prefer the black shield to be his down special, but I like to think of it as more of a not really a often used type unless he needs to defend himself. So that's why I put it there. But anyone he scans will be stuck in his programming until he loses a stock, because it's similar to Kirby. However, Kirby is able to remove it because he's basically like a magical blob that is able to basically remove anything, just like in his games. But Metal Sonic is a robot, so if he scans someone's data, he's stuck with that data. And when you lose a stock, it's basically like a data reset. And now for Metal Sonic's ultimate move, his final smash. For Metal Sonic's final smash, it would probably be one of the most obvious. It would have Metal Sonic transform into one of his most terrifying forms, Metal Overlord, who only appeared in one game, Sonic Heroes, as the final boss of the game. He would transform before doing an entire mix of a lot of his attacks. First, starting with his crystal missile attack, then he would decide to make new attacks. The first one being a scratch from his tail, the other being in a charm from his claw from his mouth arm, and the other being a final energy blast coming straight from the mouth before Metal Sonic transforms back and resumes the fight, assuming he didn't end the target. For his alternate skins, I like to see him basically copying every single color scheme of the Sonic characters. A yellow alt to resemble Tails, red being Knuckles, white being Silver, pink and white referencing obviously Rouge, red, black, and yellow referencing Omega, black referencing Shadow, red and yellow referencing Robotnik, and of course, and he would have one alternate color, which would be his. Actually, he would have two alternate costumes. One of them being his Neo Sonic form, and the other being Metal Sonic 3.0. For his stage entrance, he would fly onto the stage and see his target that he needs to terminate before starting the fight. For his taunts, he would have first do Sonic's one of Sonic's iconic taunts where he would itch his nose while saying, "I am the true Sonic." For his second taunt, he would do a mix of various breakdancing animations before he would pose was very iconically while saying, "Is that your best?" Now I know this voice that line was from Mecha Sonic, but I like to think of Metal Sonic also saying that at the same time. For Metal Sonic's third taunt, it would simply have him roar or forwards aggressively before saying, "I will not lose." For his first victory animation, he will fly around the screen before spin dashing onto the ground and doing Sonic's iconic victory pose was with him wagging his finger while saying, "That was almost too easy." the quote would obviously try and copy Sonic, since Metal Sonic was programmed to actually copy Sonic. Then the other one would have him land into the ground while saying objective complete, target terminated. And the final victory animation would probably be the most popular. It would have Metal Sonic jump into the Master Emerald, and then before thrusting his body forwards and going super while saying, "I will destroy Sonic." And that does it for Metal Sonic. But I also see his creator getting a chance in the roster. That's right, Dr. Robotnik. I'd like to think he would actually use what's up?
Isn't Dr. Robotnik in the game?
What do you mean?
Isn't he an assist trophy?
No, that's Dr. Wily, Dad. How do you get those two confused?
Are you sure? Are you the one that's like in the thing?
Yes, that's Dr. Wily. Have you never played Mega Man?
Not since I was your age.
He literally rides around it every time you beat him in the final boss. Not that hard to understand.
Okay, my mistake. My mistake, ladies, gentlemen, non-binary.
Anywho, as I was saying, I like to think Dr. Robotnik would be actually more aggressive than in Metal Sonic. As Metal Sonic, it would only be aggressive towards Sonic and only terminate those that are in his programming. But Eggman doesn't like those who would foil his plans. So I think Eggman would try and do all he can to destroy his opponent. For his jab, he would have a 3-hit jab, which would start with him punching forwards, then kicking forwards, then sending in one of his Beetle bots. It's to drive onto the stage and ram the opponent. For his dash attack, he would simply jump forwards and then smash the foe with his arms. And for his side smash, he would call upon his B-bot to shoot a laser. For his up smash, he would summon Mecha Sonic to help him fly. To help him out. With Mecha Sonic, it would spin dash as per usual. And for Eggman's down smash, it wouldn't have any of the badniks appear, but would just have Eggman and simply stomp on the ground furiously. For Eggman's neutral aerial, he would pull out a laser gun and shoot it. For his forward aerial, he would shoot the laser gun, and again, but at a more powerful state. For his back air, he would call upon metals in the Silver Sonic to help him out, which was one of the first Metal Sonic designs that was introduced. Was the Silver Metal Sonic. It would fly. It would go flying and hit the opposing enemy. For his up aerial, he would simply fly in his Eggmobile. But before the Eggmobile runs out of power, and for his down smash, he would simply call upon Metal Sonic to arrive. Now I know this is confusing because Metal Sonic is already a fighter, but but since Metal Sonic it often likes to help his doctor and rarely it betrays him, and I'd like to think he would also be a part of this moveset for that move. Eggman would grab with his arms and pummel by using a headbutt. He would, for his forward throw, he would charge version of the foe and elbow ram them. For his back throw, he would simply body slam them. And for his up throw, he would uppercut them. And for his down throw, he would suplex them. And for his first special, he would call upon Metal Sonic to fire a beam from his chest. For his side special, he would call upon Mecha Sonic to spin and dash the entire stage. For his up smash, he would call upon an Infinite and to teleport him high up into the air. And for his down smash, he would simply have a generator that would malfunction and explode. This would cause damage to Eggman too, but not as much. And for his final smash, this is where one of his most powerful robots comes to play. Eggman and would run forwards, which would knock the opponent into a cinematic final smash. They would be knocked into the Sky Egg Zone or whatever, or whatever the final zone in Sonic 2 is called. And no, I don't think it's what it is. But anyways, then we would see Eggman laughing triumphantly before he would go into one of his most powerful robots, the Death Egg robot. Then he'd fly up before jumping onto the foe, and then grabbing him with his shootable arms and throwing the player onto the ground, ending it. For Dr. Eggman's alternate costumes and colors, some of them would be ones to reference villains, others would be just as ones to reference characters in general. The first one being a reference to Methylis, the next one being a reference to Maria, the other one being a reference to Shadow, the other one being a reference to Gamma, the next one being a reference to Eggman Nega, the other one being a reference to Dr. Gerald Robotnik, and he would have one final one, and that would actually be a reference into a very old foe of a frenemy of Eggman, Zavok, the boss of the Seven Deadly Six. For his entrance animation, he would pull his mustache while turned away before looking behind him and noticing the player and being furious that he'll get his plans foiled again. For his taunts, he would simply stroke. The first one to have him simply stroke his mustache was saying, I am the best. The next one would have him laugh triumphantly before saying, and you shall not win. And the last one was you shall not win. And the last one was simply have him go into his Eggmobile and start flying about while laughing like a maniac. For his victory animation, he will walk around in his Eggmobile that now has legs and say, I told you I'd get you, before posing triumphantly. For his second victory animation, in all of the versions of Metal Sonic, being Silver Sonic, Mecha Sonic, the regular Metal Sonic, and Metal Sonic 3.0 would all be behind him, as Eggman says, is you cannot defeat me and a genius. Before all the Metal Sonics and Eggman pose aggressively. And for his last victory animation, he would laugh maniacally before it cuts to Eggman Land, as Eggman has conquered the world, finally achieving his victory. As he laughs, it's like a maniac before saying, finally, no more people to get in my way. And that does it for Eggman. And that's pretty much all the ones that I can think of.
Wow, you've really been giving it a lot of thought, Tristan.
Well,
You like developed the whole entire thing.
well, I had some help.
And like kept it all in your mind. That's crazy.
Well, I had some help from a YouTuber who I've submitted a playlist of different Smash Bros. Character moveset concepts. Both would have Eggman and Metal Sonic, but I also decided to give my own twist of how I would think it as well.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In case you don't know, that YouTuber is called Never Bone and Anything. And if you want, you can go subscribe to him. And I'm just saying that he helped me make these ideas.
Okay. All right. Switch. My turn. Now, full disclaimer, ladies, gentlemen, non-binary. My thought process is not nearly as complex and detailed as Tristan's was.
Because he never actually knew what the heck moveset concept meant.
I just basically have a general outline of what I would like in the game. So for this is for Super Smash Brothers. And my alarm always goes off while we're recording a video. Anyway, so first thing isn't an actual character, but I just want to say I really think that there should be an option, like a special gem or something, where you can actually play as the assist trophies. The characters that are in the assist trophies.
I also think it would be cool if you could play as the Pokemon as well.
Yes. And
imagine playing as Groudon, and imagine playing as Latios and Latias or freaking in Palkia.
And I also think, this is a minor thing, but it just really makes sense to me. I think that the weapon that you can obtain, the Scythe, whatever, Death's weapon. I think since it is Death's weapon, I think that it should be able to kill a character with one stroke.
To get one hit KOs just like the baseball bat does.
Well, I was just gonna say, come on. You get the baseball bat, and the baseball bat can kill a character in one stroke.
To be fair,
a beetle can kill a character in one stroke. But yet, Death's weapon cannot. That just does not make sense to me at all.
To be fair, for one, video game logic doesn't make sense as a whole, and for two, baseball bats and beetles can be pretty deadly if the beetle attacks at the right time, even injects its poison and injects its side effects into them. And a baseball bat can be used very aggressively in the wrong hands, and by that I mean, if used in the wrong hands, that person could probably bash someone's skull in with the baseball bat. So they could. So it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, I agree with you.
Yep. Now, those couple of things out of the way, the few characters that I think and that I would really enjoy being put in the game is first and foremost Ezio or
Ezio. He's an Assassin's Creed newbie, or an Assassin's Creed fan, I guess.
Yeah, I'm very much an Assassin's Creed fan. See? Anyway, I think that he would do really, really well in the game. And the only thing I think of for his final smash is to sneak up on his opponent and kill him, and that would be his final smash. And he would only be able to do it when the character's energy is down so low that just one slash will get him. Now, the next character I think that should be in the game, and I don't really know a lot about her, except for that she's friends with Joker, the Joker that's in Super Smash, not the DC Joker. I think Queen should be in the game.
I've never heard of Queen, and to be honest, I actually did think you were thinking about Harley Quinn.
No, Queen. She's in the same universe as Joker is. I don't know what universe it is because I don't know what series Joker is from.
I believe he's from a game called Persona.
Is it? I know that's his like special move is Persona, or something. But anyway,
don't know.
I think Queen would be a really good addition to the game. Like I said, I don't really know anything about her or that world, so I have no idea what her moves or her special move would be. Now, my next thoughts are the DC quintuplets.
Who are the quintuplets? Or triplets?
Well, there's Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and the Flash.
And so the Justice League?
No, because there's more members of the Justice League than just them.
True.
But I think that those particular characters would be really awesome in the game.
I doubt what that would happen. I doubt DC and Nintendo would actually make a collab. Then again, Injustice exists on the Switch, so I guess I can't completely doubt it.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, think about the multiple costumes that they could have during the costume selection. And
Grid being an Echo Fighter for Cyborg.
I mean, I can't say that they're my favorite characters, because my favorite DC characters are Green Arrow,
Black,
and Azrael. Azrael is my top favorite character.
Who the heck is Azrael?
Would take a long time to explain, I think.
Sounds like a Batman villain.
He's a Batman anti-hero.
Didn't even know anti-heroes exist in that universe. And again, Red Hood exists.
He was actually Batman for a while.
I say what?
He was actually Batman for a while. Read the series Nightfall. It's really great. Anyway, so I think that those characters would be great in Super Smash. And I also think that Tristan's either going to kill me for this or think it's absolutely hilarious. I think 3 Harry Potter characters should be in there. And they should be Potter, Dumbledore, and Hagrid.
No Harry Potter characters. No, we're not putting that in there. No. Do not get me involved with any Harry Potter. If you do that, it will not hesitate to knock you unconscious. I swear to God.
I just think that would be hilarious and fun in a good way.
It's not funny.
So
I hate that series.
So those are the characters that I think and that I would enjoy be putting in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So yeah, that's about it for this video. So we're at 34 minutes and 20 seconds. 21, 22, 23, 24.
Shut. Oh.
And remember, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe.
And remember to turn on notifications to let us know if you want to see more videos. And leave a comment down below if you want to see more videos. And leave a question for us for a later Q&A video, and we might answer it in another video. Until we meet again, keep staying cool and sticking around my way past cool autism crew.
And for tomorrow's video, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't really have a subject in mind. So if you have a thought of what you would like us to address, please put it in the comments and we'll address it in our next video, which should be tomorrow evening, but I cannot promise that. If we cannot think of a subject for some reason, I'll just make a video of how our day is going and how everything's going thus far. So with that, that'll be it. And see you in the next one. Bye now.